Elon Musk predicted on Monday that the United States is entering an underpopulation crisis and that it would only get worse from there. If this trend will continue, the situation is looking very dangerous. Because this underpopulation collapse, as Elon explains, will cause a lack of human resources throughout many directions that will cause a giant economic crisis. As Elon explains, this is a very serious issue for everyone and we need to act quickly until it is too late, because with this rate current generations may be some of the last ones to exist and we need to avoid this catastrophe. A few days ago, Musk posted a few tweets consisted of a line graph sourced from the Wall Street Journal, one of which illustrated the US total fertility rate dating back to nearly 5 decades, with the total fertility rate accounting for the average number of children a woman has in her lifetime. He considers the last 2 years in the United States to be a demographic disaster. So statistically, for a generation to replace itself, that rate needs to be maintained at 2.1. The graph particularly shows a large concentration during the post-war baby boom era of the 50s at around 3.7. It fell sharply the following year, below 2, which is saying something. The graph later showed the rate shot up in about the early 2010s before plummeting again. Today, however, the rate appears to be about 1.6, according to the graph, which is alarming. And Musk may as well be right about this. Underpopulation may kill us before any pandemic does. Interestingly, Musk's tweet gained a lot of traction, getting thousands of likes and retweets, so now you know how the internet feels about this problem. You can argue that Musk's followers are of a particular demographic, but that still counts as major public opinion. Previously, Musk has said that the climate would be fine, even if the world's human population grows twice the size that it is. And mind you folks, Musk is someone who knows his facts and figures on this subject. He's a staunch advocate for clean energy, so you might as well believe that this is coming from a legit source. On the flip side, however, researchers and economists have deemed this decline as something as an anomaly. The 2008 decline, of course, was heavily correlated to the global financial depression of that year, which led to one of the worst recessions the US had ever faced. And logically, since economic pressure and working hours doubled, nobody had the time or money to start a family. However, the rate did not increase in the years that followed, even when the economy improved. In fact, as of 2020, the US birth rate was 55.8 births per 1,000 women between the ages of 15 and 44, a decline of almost 20% from the rate of 69.3 in 2007, according to an EconoFact article. However, this population decline is witnessed across various demographics all over. So let's take a look at that. In a recorded census, it's been observed that the fertility rate has fallen among females, both with and without college educations, married and single women, and among even white, African American, and Latina women, research suggested. So, what effect does that really have on the world? Or rather, the question we should really be asking is that, what are the damages of this particular phenomenon? That depends on who you're holding viable to answer. Human beings, of course, practically run the planet, so they're important. An infant wave of today will be running the schools, hospitals, banks, and nursing homes of tomorrow. They will be the one who will be paying the taxes that keep the country's economy afloat, and they'll invest in the real estate, stocks, bonds, and even cryptocurrency that the adults of today have put all of their life savings into. Realistically, underpopulation is linked to an aging population that becomes a burden on the economy. There is a weakened and reduced workforce, leading to a scarcity of skilled and modern labour. What comes as a result of that is that supply and demand economies that can't fulfill the supply for that massive industrial demand. This leads to the industry losing money by bearing higher labour costs and stagnating their business growth by not taking any risks. It's a lot to take in, we know. And Musk seems to have taken personal responsibility for doing his part in this crisis. In fact, Musk is now even publicly acknowledging and flexing the fact that he has 8 kids. Yes, you heard that right. But well, the tech mogul seems very content with his choice, saying that it's very rare for people of wealth to have more kids or big families. The United States now has a population of more than 330 million people. Globally, it's almost 7.8 billion individuals. Immigration is seen as a simple method to preserve the size of the American population by researchers. As a result of fewer people, there are less resources, and deflation is caused. It implies that the cost of items drops. Manpower is insufficient to create industries, so production falls as the result of this. Moreover, if we were to look at it from an evolutionary point of view, and specifically from a Musk-specific evolutionary point of view, then the problem of underpopulation also is one that threatens his plans of populating Mars with humans. He says that if there aren't enough people on Earth, how are we going to have enough people on Mars, an alien planet that we're supposed to colonize after Earth? Since the dawn of time, human beings are the ones who have roamed the planet, the ones who have built it for what we know it to be. And losing all of that, nearly 400,000 years of history, culture, and communal progress, is kind of depressing if we're a bit honest. The last thing we'd want is a generation of 80-year-olds slowly waiting for their death, and that is exactly what Elon Musk fears. Musk thinks that the biggest threat to civilization is underpopulation, and he seems to be very inclined to maintain that stance. That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time,